Hi, my name is Nick, and I'm here to talk about something that I like to call patasonomy. My passion for game theory is enormous. I've spent a bit of time researching what key factors contribute to games that are already created. I've also researched some new games myself. The one main factor that I find lacking in game theory, however, is the concept of rational agents. There seems to be an imaginary person that gets into these scenarios and gets them all correct, at least the mixed strategy correct. In practice, however, finding a rational agent from the sentient agents is slim to impossible. This seemed to be a contradiction in the model for me. Surely, sentient creatures are similar to rational agents. They would always make the best known action available for them. Why would we take an action that is against what we want? In this case, it seems like we are rational in a sense, but maybe not as mathematically rigorous as game theory would have us be. This led me to the creation of patasonomy, which is the rules or laws about taking paths, which is the movement from one world state to another world state. Think about a person that is hungry. They would likely take a path towards eating. This leads to the benefit of no longer being hungry. This seems like a rational action for this agent to take. How does the person know that eating will get rid of hunger? They had to have some memory of it doing so in the past. If an agent is rational, they would want to take an action that leads to maximizing utility. This means that with a change in time, they would take actions that lead to a positive change in utility. If the agent is a person, they would have some sort of memory or feeling associated with this world state that would get them the utility. World states that have utility would have previous world states that gain some of that utility themselves. In effect, knowing that you will eat your favorite food can make you happy because you have an idea of what your favorite food might taste like. If you suddenly realize you won't be getting that favorite food, the absence of the favorite food versus the expectation of having the favorite food will cause negative utility, which then makes the agent want to recover the lost utility. If I told you you had to wait 2 weeks to get presents, versus me giving you presents today, you'd probably get more utility from getting the presents today. On the other hand, if I told you you'd get a house 2 months from today, versus presents right now, the beneficial satisfaction of the house outweighs the more recent presents. The value of the item has not reduced based on the time until expectation, but has merely been discounted. This overwhelming amount of information that we have thrown at us is staggering. How are we supposed to know what will give us larger utility than other things? World states have to be both tangible and salient to get attention. Tangibility is the idea that something is graspable. In this context, it means something that has been experienced. Salience is the idea that some things are more at the forefront of our mind than others. Somehow, we have to process all of the above, but salience allows us to do it in a cost-effective manner. The absence of focusing on one task allows us to accomplish another. But if we have something in mind that we want to achieve, but we're not necessarily sure of how to use the world states to get there, we can use a scientific method called regression that uses statistics and probability to discover whether or not different variables will contribute to an outcome happening. Funnily enough, regressions are also very similar to both neural networks and how neurons work. So if we take this idea of salient agents and current or future rewards and the type of optimization that needs to get there, we can start to record how the different paths are taken versus what the optimal paths might be, and figure out the rules behind what makes this realistic. This, in an essence, is why I started working on patasonomy.